Everybody good? Yeah. All right, here we go. It's kind of we've been talking about for, I don't even know how long now. I've lost track. Weeks, months probably. We started out, the whole year we've been talking about the kingdom of God, and the system of heaven is the kingdom of God, and what runs that system is love. And so we've just been, we went back. I'll catch you up for 1 minute. All right, 1 minute. I'll catch you up. It's my prayer that every time we come in here and get to share something, that alone will stand alone on its own. In case this is your only time here, or you found a CD somewhere, or you strolling on the internet or YouTube or all that stuff, where just this one thing will stand alone, but also that each week is kind of builds on itself and builds on another and keeps on building, and so they're all kind of connected too. So we've been talking all this time about, because Paul said this in Ephesians 3, that understanding the width, the breadth, the height, the depth, the love of God, in that you can be filled up with the fullness of God. By understanding love. And so we've just been on this journey of redefining, re-understanding, getting more understanding of what kind of love that He loves us with. And it's life-changing. I mean, it's life-changing. It's transforming. I mean, it's what He said. By this one simple truth, understanding how He loves us, you can be filled up with the fullness of God. Well, I got news for you. If you're filled up with the fullness of God, you got it going on. Huh? Alright, so in that we've been going through just all over redefining what we know about love, what we think about love, just redefining it, re-understanding it, getting more understanding. And so that's where we're at in this journey. So we started out going through the love chapter, 1 Corinthians 13. It's pretty known and pretty famous, and so it's been, I don't know how many weeks I've been going. It took me 2 or 3 weeks even to get through the first half of the first verse of it, and so we've just been going, and it's just like I just been chewing on it. And now I found myself down into halfway or so into the verse. Well, let me see. It's like, I think it's verse 6 or somewhere in there. You guys probably know it by heart now, but it gets down in there. It says love does not take into account a wrong suffered, and it says does not rejoice in unrighteousness, but rejoices with the truth. Now that little section, does not rejoice with unrighteousness, but rejoices with the truth. That little section, really, for me and my knowing about it and history and all that I've heard and listened to, maybe is the most unrecognized or the most unfamous portion of the whole deal. It's the most untapped into. It's the most read over and read by. Nobody really I ever heard dive into it. But the more I keep chewing on it, the more I keep, it's like, you ever seen cow chewing its cud? Old cow chewing its cud just keeps on chewing it, it gets more goods out of it, It's kind of like, that's what meditation is? Keep on chewing on it. It's like chewing your cud, meditation. Do you know religion or the devil or any of that other counterfeit stuff did not come up with meditation? God came up with meditation. One of these days I'm going to get somebody in here to teach us what meditation is and how to meditate. It's good. You can meditate this word, chew on it like a cud, and the more you chew it, and the more you chew it, and the more you chew it, the more goods you'll get out of it, the more nutrients and the more nutrition, the more it just, gives strength to your bones, and it gets in you, and it's good. Everybody here? Yeah. All right, I'm going to give you something tonight, because I'm just warning you. I've been chewing on this. Does not rejoice in unrighteousness, but rejoices with the truth. I'm thinking about rejoices with the truth. Rejoices with the truth. Everybody say, rejoices with the truth. Rejoices with the truth. Now I thought about this because I mentioned it a few weeks ago and all, and I rarely even know what I'm going to. This has been different for me because I've been preaching this same passage, and so I kind of know where I'm going to be from here for a little while, and usually I'm not that way. I don't sometimes know until I get up here. Just go, right? And so knowing where I'm going has kind of been different for me. And so I was going to wait, 'cause I mentioned this a few weeks ago or sometime. I was going to wait, maybe if I ever get through with this love chapter, and I'm never going to be done with it, but you know what I mean. I was thinking I might go into the fruits of the Spirit then, and the first fruit of the Spirit is love.
Yeah.
It's also a fruit. And so the second one is joy. Now I'm a cowboy, you know, I'm kind of, think I'm a kind of manly man, you know, I'm a man. I don't just run around talking about joy. Come on, anybody here? I'm the only one. Let's just talk about it. I just don't run around with my buddies at work and talking about you joyous today, brother? You know, I just don't talk like that. So I think it's maybe one of the most understood things that we could, but it's second on the list. We don't really know too much about it, but this says love rejoices in the truth, with the truth. And so I'm thinking, man, with the truth, it rejoices with the truth. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. They all said, hey, the law was given by Moses, but grace and truth came by Jesus. Truth. I think about truth. Well, because I'm going to show you something. This would be a tool for you, because as we look at it and understand it, we get transformed ourselves, because we went back to say, you know, if love is, right, all down the list, love is kind, love is patient, love is all this stuff. Well, we can say, John said, God is love. Right? So if God is love and love is patient, love is kind, we can also say God is patient, God is kind. You can go right on down the list.
Yes.
Well, as we come to understand that, and as we're growing and beholding that and experiencing that and receiving that, we're understanding that, we're also being transformed into that.
Yes, amen.
This is what really being a believer is. This is what life with God through faith in Jesus is all about right here. Becoming love. That's too big of a statement. It goes over us.
Say it again.
Really what life with God is about, faith in Jesus,
Yes.
is becoming love. It's who He is. It's who He is. He's love, right?
Yes.
And I mean, that was the whole point. He came and became what we were, so that we could become
What He is. What He is.
you get me off track. Everybody good? Rejoice, it says. I'm going to get into this. We're going to talk about it. Rejoice in the truth. Because I'm going to show you, this will even, I don't intend on it to be, this will even be a weapon. This will even be a weapon for us to use. It'll work in your life, I'm telling you. It's not only a fruit, but it's just something. Because when you see, you can say, well, I got joy, or that songs, we sing them songs. That might be the only time I even use the word joy, is maybe in some of them songs. I don't know, but I'm saying, joy, what is joy? What is it? I can think, because even if you're depressed and mad and broken and low as a snake's belly, and somebody comes and tells a funny joke, you can laugh. Or you can put on a fake smile and look happy, right? So it's got to be more than that. I say it's that, but on the inside. It's like, it's not about everything's going right, so I'm happy today. It's not, oh, that was funny, ha-ha, right? Everybody say ha-ha. I set you up for this a few weeks ago. Except for me, I say hee-hee. Everybody say hee-hee. Hee-hee. All right? If you're under 30, say LOL. That's my joke for tonight, my one and only. Well, I'm saying it's on the inside. It's like you can put on a smile and act happy or laugh at a joke, and that can be outward. You can still be broken on the inside. But when you're laughing on the inside, It doesn't matter what's on the outside, or when you can get this down in you, see, it's connected with truth. How can you just be happy? Man, I'm telling you, we could write a book about this and be on the New York Times bestseller. How to be happy. Everybody wants to know that. How can you just be happy when this is going on and that's going on and this has happened and they did this and they said that and how can we just be happy even when all this is going on? And life and the news, first of all, just shut the news off. That'll help. I'm saying, how can we get this? Not just laugh at a joke and put on a pretend smile and act like we're happy, but to be happy, regardless, no matter what's going on. I'm going to give you the secret tonight. The secret's in truth.
Yes.
Rejoices in truth. It does not rejoice in unrighteousness, but rejoices in the truth. I would say, at least in this passage, the opposite there of truth would be unrighteousness. So we could call unrighteousness there anything that's not true. A lie. So you have a lie, not truth, and you have truth. Right?
Right.
Truth. What is truth? We find out what truth is, then we can understand how it is we can rejoice and be happy and have joy. Because we've let circumstances, and we've let life, and we've let disappointments, and we've let surroundings, and we've let people have a louder voice and speak louder than the truth. I'm going to say that again so everybody gets it. Now don't be condemned about this. It's just the way it's been. We gotta unlearn this. We gotta overcome it. We've let life speak louder.
Yes.
We've let circumstances. We've let conditions. We've let statistics. We've let the world. We've let all these other things have a louder voice in our life than truth.
That's wrong. Yeah.
I tell you all the time, truth. So how do we get to that place to know what the truth becomes our real reality trumps all of this other stuff. It's like, what was that statement you told me earlier, Vaughn, that what you read in some book about faith, moving a mountain or what?
Just the lady said, don't deny that there's a mountain out there.
Yeah, that's it.
Denies the right for it to be there.
Yeah, that's it. Said, we've heard all this stuff, name it, claim it, and all this. People, they ridicule us believing in faith and all this all the time. They say, they said, all right, what Vaughn said. Faith does not deny the mountain exists. Denies its right to be there. See what I mean? Not talking about being religious and just say, talking about your real reality becomes truth. When truth has a louder voice in our lives and in our heart and carries more weight about who we are than what someone's done to us or what someone said to us or what life has happened or this has happened and statistics have happened and this didn't work and that didn't work and we've let that define us. We've let that contribute to our identity. When our identity gets established in who He says we are, that's truth. And in that place, every other voice is hushed.
Thank you, Lord.
And that's why you can have joy. In the face of your worst nightmare, you can have joy. So he was teaching me this. I learned a lot from my manure spreader, I talked about my manure spreader several times. But even just this week, it's like, because he just done this in me. He's just done this in me. I'm just sharing what he's done in me because it's good. I told him earlier, what I've learned now, it'd be hard for me to have a bad day. And so here I am, this manure spreader, and it's like, we got these studies going on, and there's this one group of calves, they've got this certain circumstances, surroundings, all this stuff. Well, there's this group of three groups, and they're in these pens. And these pens, they're staying in these pens all the time. They're not out roaming the country. So these pens got to be cleaned out. You follow me?
Yeah.
And so depends on how much rain we've had or all this and that. So this we clean these pens out, and then all of this atmosphere goes into this pit, we call it. It's big concrete walls, and so all this atmosphere is in this pit. And so it's really, really wet. And it's like, it's not solid. And so I don't mind doing it, because I get out on the skid steer and I load this manure spreader, and then I go all the time through the hill and I spread manure, right? So it's good. Well, this manure here was not solid, and it's wet. So you go in there with a skid steer, and it's like, I could describe, here's where I see it, because we can clean out the pins and we put it all in this pit, right? It's not solid, so the next day when you come back, it's like lava. You seen them lava on TV? Lava coming down the hillside? That's about what it is right there. It just moves on out, and you come out the next day and it's all out of the pit, and it's just spread out all over every place. So you can't leave it a long time. And so I got to get my skid steer, and I got a bucket on the skid steer, and there's no front on the skid steer. And so you go into this lava and you scoop up as much as you can, and then you drive over with trying not to spill it, and you get and dump it in the manure spreader, right? And so when this dumps in the manure spreader, it's like no glass. Right? No glass. Yeah, all day. Am I telling right, Brittany? They wouldn't even eat lunch with me. So by the end of the day, I'm smelling real good. I mean, it's splattering all over me, all over everything. It's all over, and then you go spread it in the fields, and you know, it's just something. And so I'm just having a ball. And so I'm out there, and it's starting. And one of our tractors broke down, so we got to use this other tractor that we don't normally use. And this tractor don't have a cab or nothing. So I'm out there just slanging manure and having a big time. And so it's starting to get kind of black and rainy. And I'm thinking, I ain't got no cab today. I really don't need it to rain. This stuff is already wet enough, And so I'm thinking, I ain't having no rain today. I don't need no rain today. And so here we go. And I'm out there, I got my headphones on, I'm listening to my music or whatever it was. And so here going, I'm thinking, here I am. Now look at this situation. I'm thinking that guy on TV that does dirty jobs in America is going to walk up any minute, And anybody that would come and look at me would think that's got to be one of the worst jobs that a person could probably have, And so I'm out there thinking, it ain't raining on me, You guys know what I believe about it, and it ain't raining on me. And so rain kind of moves around it. Next thing I know, there's a ginormous, that's a word, ginormous rainbow above right there. Where black cloud moved over. There's a big old rainbow. I'm just slinging manure. And then so before long, I just started laughing. I mean, it's a big old rainbow, right? And I got manure all over in places that I didn't even know I had. And here it is, all this. And I just started laughing. I mean, if somebody would have seen me, they'd think I'm certifiable. Right? Just laughing. Carrying on, laughing. I'm talking about laughing now, just laughing.
Joy.
Yeah. Now where did that laughing come from? From my situation and my condition of whether or not I was covered in. She said it, not me. What did situation have to do with it? What did what I was doing have to do with it? What did the conditions or the stench of it or any of that have to do with it. I got life with God.
Yeah.
I don't care what we're doing. I saw this here. It said this when, you guys remember this, when Jesus was born and an angel comes and he says this. He shows up, I think it's the wise men or the shepherds, one or the other. I can't remember. I didn't go back and read it. Jeff, tell me. Shepherds? Yeah, and they said, as soon as he showed up, here it said the glory of the Lord was all around them, and they was afraid. And he said, don't be afraid. I come bringing good news and great joy. I think, great joy. What? Because God became a man.
Yes, he did.
See, a man got us into this mess.
Yeah.
See, a man sold us out. So it had to be a man to buy us back. And there was no man. There was no one that could do. So God said, in order for me to get them bought back, I'm going to have to become a man myself.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not over that. I'm not getting over that. God Himself became what I was.
Yes. Amen.
So I could be His boy again.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm His boy.
Yes,
I'm His favorite boy.
no, I am.
Hey, if you ask him to pull out his billfold, he flops it open. This is my picture right there. Now you see where I get this joy at? Hey, you've seen them parents. Now my girls never did get real heavy in balls, so I never was crazy ball parents. But you know them, I see them. They got shirts that says "Proud Parent of something number." You know what? God's wearing one of them shirts. Got my number on it.
You'd rather die than live without me.
That's right. That's right. Truth. Truth is, we've been made sons of God. Truth is, our sin's gone. I'm telling you, week after week after week. Everything that separated us from Him is gone. We now have life with God. We now have access to everything that heaven offers.
Yes.
Now. Not later. I mean later too. Not later. And later. And now. I told you, I think last week. He wants to establish heaven in the earth.
Yes, he does.
Could everybody agree with that?
Yes.
Jesus prayed,
Thy kingdom
"Our kingdom come, your will be done
come on earth as it is.
on earth as it is in heaven."
Amen.
It's the will of God to establish heaven in the earth. His original purpose. Now here's what He's not going to do. He's not going to establish heaven in the earth. He's going to establish heaven in us.
That's right.
And then partnering with Him, we are going to establish heaven in the earth. So it's His idea first to establish it in us.
Amen. Come on, preacher.
That's why we got to get hold of this truth.
Yes, amen.
That's why we got to keep on chewing on it. That's why it has to be the loudest voice, not only in our ears, but in our heart. Truth. Truth says I'm healed. Truth says I'm blessed. Truth says He'll never be angry with me again.
That's right. Amen.
He won't even be disappointed.
That's right.
Love rejoices. You know, he's laughing. I mean, when I was out there on that tractor laughing, I bet he was slapping his knee. Come on, we got to change the way we think. We got this idea of the more mature you get, the more wise you are, and the more understanding you have, the more serious you get. Dignified. Right? What if we just laughed? Hey, even science and the world say laughter's a good medicine. Right? What if we just laughed? I read an article one time about a guy, and they never even mentioned God. Never mentioned nothing about God. This guy, he gets diagnosed, I forget with what, some kind of terminal something or another, and the doctor said, you got 6 months. You got 6 months. And he said, well, what am I supposed to do? Doctor said, well, I don't know. Do what you want to do. He said, my advice would be go home and watch every funny movie that you can get your hands on. That's what he did. He went home and started watching funny movies. He watched funny movies all day, every day. I mean, just funny movies. Anything funny, just watch these funny movies. What's he got to do? You only got 6 months anyway, so who cares, right? Just watch funny movies. 6 months comes around, he's still watching funny movies. And he don't feel bad or nothing. He goes back to the doctor. Gone.
That's right.
Completely healed.
That's right.
Joy. Now what if we added God to that? What if we added truth to that?
Right.
I dare you just try this. You know, some of you, I mean, like me, this wasn't, I had to learn this because if you know Jason, Jason's just boring. I mean, I'm not, I don't have a big outgoing personality. I'm not like flamboyant or wild and crazy. I'm just pretty much, seriously, you guys just know me here, and I'm more so now than ever any other time of the day. I'm pretty, that stuff that Jeff has, I missed that day. I don't know. So he had to do this in me. I'm telling you. I mean, that's what we're doing tonight. We're asking him to do this in us because we can't just say, oh yeah, well, okay, easy to say. I'm just going to have joy now. Okay. He's going to do it in us.